In the spring of 1944, the Allied command decided it was time to let the hammer fall on the Axis powers. Their plan is for 3 devastating attacks to break the back, knees, and neck of the enemy. It is a major gamble, and if it fails, could cripple the Allies' position in the war. The most monumental of their tasks is the Allied invasion of northern France, set for June 6th. It is the largest amphibious landing in history, beginning a campaign throughout northern France and codenamed Operation Overlord. By this point, northern France is a heavily fortified series of bunkers, pre-spotted artillery batteries, and millions of landmines. The 2 army groups manning these areas are under the command of Field Marshal Erwin Rommel. Rommel is the Allies' worst nightmare. Time and again, Rommel's forces have been outnumbered, undersupplied, and outgunned, and time and again he has either managed to win an impossible victory or escape relatively unscathed. In early June, an armada of 5,000 ships containing hundreds of thousands of soldiers and a squadron unlike anything seen before departs England, their destination, the Normandy coast. First in France is the airborne, paratroopers and glider forces who seize or destroy strategic points in an effort to slow German advances. At 6:30 in the morning on June 6th, beach landings begin. First ashore is the American 4th Infantry Division, and the first wave is commanded by Brigadier General Theodore Roosevelt Jr., eldest son of the late president. Unhindered by early complications, the general orders his men through the German defenses, and they advance inland. Smashing headlong into the German 91st Infantry Division, they break through to the units of the 82nd Airborne that had been repulsing German attacks all night. Next ashore would be the American 1st and 29th Divisions at Omaha Beach. Those who landed there faced a slaughterhouse. Rough seas had prevented armored units from making it ashore, and the hopelessly outgunned troops on the beach clawed for every inch they advanced. Unwilling to tolerate anything further, destroyer captains of the U.S. Navy take their ships to within 1,000 yards of the beach and pound German defenses while drawing fire. Grabbing hold of the momentum, groups of engineers and rangers blow holes in the defenses, and men pour through. Soldiers from the 2nd Ranger Battalion brave withering fire to scale the cliffs of Pointe du Hoc to destroy German heavy gun emplacements. However, these guns weren't there, and the Rangers were trapped in the cliffs for 2 days, fighting off counterattack after counterattack. When Allied troops finally broke through to them, the Rangers were armed with weapons they had taken off the Germans. Landing on golden sword beaches were the British. The last time they had been in France, they were retreating from Dunkirk, and now they were eager to get even. Getting off the beaches was comparatively easy, but they then had to fight the Germans house to house and hand to hand as they moved through the coastal towns. Resistance was stiff, but they pushed through and linked up with British commandos who had taken a key bridge the night before. Juno Beach was stormed by the Canadians and Free French forces. The Canadians were the last Allied troops in France, and the Free French were fighting to liberate their homeland from its Nazi oppressors. Retreat was simply not an option. They drove holes through the German lines early and began advancing inland, linking up with the British and repulsing counterattacks from the German 21st Panzer Division. By midnight, all 5 beaches were secured, and over 130,000 soldiers from 5 different nations were ashore. It was just the beginning of the Normandy campaign. By the end of August, the Allies had captured Caen, Saint-Lô, and Paris. Each was a crippling blow to the Nazis, who now found themselves running from not only the Russians in the east, but the Allies in the west. You see, the thing is, the Nazis may have had Rommel, but the Allies had everyone else. Giant corn-fed boys from the Midwest and iron-jawed lads from the east side of London. The Germans were opposed to women near the front lines, but this was not the case for the Allies. Female nurses for all Allied countries came ashore at Normandy. Maybe not in the first few waves, but certainly while the beaches were still under a severe threat. It wasn't a monochromatic event either. Black troops that comprised the 320th Barrage Balloon Battalion landed in the opening waves on the assault at Omaha Beach and took casualties same as their white counterparts. There were Hispanics from the desert southwest of the United States and Canadians from the near Arctic north. and every Irish, Italian, and Jewish street kid from New York, Boston, and Philly. Being as it is Pride Month, we should take this time to mention Private First Class Frank Kameny, a veteran of the war on the Western Front who came out as being gay and ended up being a pioneer in the LGBT rights movement. Everyone fought together, and everyone sacrificed together. In what is now a lovely picturesque image sits the cemeteries for those who were killed in the Normandy campaign. Over 36,000 graves. They're not separated by gender or race, and the graves of gay soldiers aren't rainbow-colored. Because none of that matters. I don't like to get too religious, but Isaiah chapter 6 is shockingly relevant here. It goes, "And I heard the voice of the Lord saying, Whom shall I send? And who will go for us? And I said, Here I am. Send me." When the world saw the oppression, genocide, and pure evil committed at the hands of the Nazis, all that was good in the world cried out and asked, "Will no one do anything?" Everyone who lies beneath the earth in that beautiful hilltop in Normandy, France, and everyone who fought alongside them were the ones who stood up and said, "Here I am. Send me." And that is the only thing that matters.